Morning, I'm Sheriff Coleman Marcino. Standing here with me today are members of the Florida Highway Patrol, deputies from the 5th Precinct Patrol, and detectives from the Violent Crimes Unit and the Fugitive Warrants Task Force. I'm here today to address a violent shooting that occurred on Saturday night, February 7th at 2026, at the Headpins in Fort Myers, a business where families, employees, and community members should feel safe. I want to be crystal clear right now. Gun violence will not be tolerated in Lee County. If you bring violence here, we will identify you, we will investigate you, and we will hold you accountable. At approximately 9:57 p.m., our agency received multiple calls reporting gunfire in the parking lot of Headpins on Global Parkway. A Florida Highway Patrol trooper who was already on scene for an unrelated security detail heard the gunshots and immediately responded. He observed shell casings spread throughout the parking lot, confirming an active and dangerous situation. The Lee County Sheriff's Office deputies arrived quickly, secured the scene, and began locating victims and suspects. Given the severity of the incident, our Violent Crimes Unit immediately assumed control of that investigation. And what our detectives uncovered is deeply troubling. This incident involved multiple individuals, multiple firearms, and reckless decisions that put innocent lives at risk. One of those innocent victims was a young woman who was just simply leaving her job and walking to her car. She heard what she initially believed was fireworks. Moments later, while driving through the parking lot, her passenger side window shattered as gunfire erupted nearby. A bullet traveled through her vehicle and came to rest on her dashboard, barely missing her head. She did exactly what we want people to do. She fled to safety. She called 911 and cooperated fully with investigators. Thankfully, she was not physically injured, but make no mistake, this was a near-fatal incident. Through witness statements, surveillance video, and forensic evidence, and extensive interviews, detectives determined this shooting began as a confrontation between two separate groups in the parking lot. Video footage shows several individuals acting irresponsibly and criminally. At one point, gunshots were fired into the air. Shortly after, a white vehicle entered the scene. Shots were fired from inside that moving vehicle. The driver of the vehicle was later identified as 19-year-old Javian Cadillac Perez. Instead of leaving the area immediately and removing himself from danger, evidence shows Perez drove back through the parking lot, allowing the situation to escalate. During that time, a passenger inside that vehicle fired a handgun. Those shots struck another vehicle driving by, an innocent victim. And I want to be clear, if you drive a vehicle while someone fires a gun from it and do nothing to stop it, you are just as responsible for that crime. The Violent Crimes Unit detectives work non-stop around the clock, conducting interviews and serving search warrants. Ultimately, the shooter inside that vehicle was identified as 18-year-old Brian Cortez. Cortez was taken into custody by the Cowley County Sheriff's Office, members of our Fugitive Warrants Task Force, and partners. At this time, Javian Perez has been charged with shooting on or into an occupied vehicle. Brian Cortez has been charged with shooting at, on, or an occupied vehicle, discharging a firearm from a vehicle, and firing a weapon in public. While serving a residential search warrant in Bonita Springs, detectives located 19-year-old Adrian Ruiz and recovered 3 more firearms. 2 of the 3 firearms were reported stolen. One of the firearms was determined to be used in the shooting of Headpins. Ruiz knowingly manipulated the firearms used in that crime, and he hid it from law enforcement. Ruiz has been charged with accessory after the fact, obstruction without violence, possession of an altered firearm, and delinquent felon in possession of a weapon. This crime was not random. This was not accidental. This was reckless criminal behavior. At no point did anyone involved contact law enforcement to report a shooting. Instead, they fled the scene, and that matters. This investigation is still very active, and I want to be very clear with the public. We are not done. There are additional individuals involved in this incident who are actively being sought. If you have any information, we need to hear from you. One phone call can make the difference between justice and another tragedy. Call us or call Crime Stoppers. To the individuals involved who believe time will protect you, I can assure you it won't. To the parents and the families listening today, talk to your children. These are young people making life-altering decisions with firearms. The consequences are permanent. And most importantly, to our community, this is why proactive policing matters. This is why surveillance, a fast response, and experienced detectives matter. Our detectives, our deputies, our investigators quickly and professionally and relentlessly bring clarity to chaos. And to the victim and her family, we see you, and we will continue pursuing justice on your behalf. We will work with our amazing, great state attorney, Amira Fox, to ensure that you get justice. Lee County is a safe and great place because we demand accountability. And anyone who brings gun violence into our community will face the fullest extent of weight of the Lee County Sheriff's Office. I guarantee you. I can't thank our partners with the Florida Highway Patrol enough, the Collier County Sheriff's Office enough, for their assistance in this multi-county investigation and taking these violent felons off our streets. I want to talk about the criminal histories. Adrian Ruiz, resisting with violence, tampering with electronic monitoring devices, grand theft auto, fleeing and eluding. Folks, we have a page of charges and criminal history here, okay? Javier Perez, trespassing, grand theft auto, burglary, multiple grand thefts, armed burglary, carrying a concealed weapon, and violation of protection. Brian Cortez, destroying evidence, VOP, possession of a weapon under 18, violation of a risk protection order, disturbing the peace, and robbery. Okay, they're no strangers to the system. I want the people of this county to understand, as their sheriff, I will do everything to protect them. I will have zero tolerance, and we will be consistent with our message. These crimes were solved in hours. Okay, our homicide closure rate last year, 94%. Waiting on one case, near 100%. The year before, 100%. We're the lowest crime we've ever had in Lee County, Florida today. Meanwhile, our population is more than ever. We mean business here. And I'm so proud of the men and women of the Lee County Sheriff's Office, the Florida Highway Patrol, and how we work together as a team.